Welcome back to Old Guy REI. In this episode of Workman Confessions, I thought I would chat about more of the crazy thoughts that go through my head every day. I hope you weren't too confused about the title of the video, which was I'm tired of selling myself. I hope you didn't think I'm selling myself to make a living, because if I was doing that, I would probably be homeless. But I was meaning it in a different way. I was talking about it in more of a business, my business. I'm tired of selling myself to potential clients. And maybe since I've been at it for so long, this is year 35, and fortunately over the last probably 10 or 15 years, I haven't really had to sell my skills or my business to anyone. We've been working mostly word of mouth. I've never had to advertise or really felt like advertising at all. So we've always had really good clients. But in the beginning, when you're looking at a job for someone and they don't know you, sometimes you do have to sell your skill level or the types of jobs you can do, you know how to do. Sometimes a lot of guys will take on jobs and they don't have a clue what they're doing and they just wing it, and that's when, well, it gives the rest of us a bad name. I typically won't do anything that I haven't done before unless the client asks me to try it. Now with YouTube and everything, it's pretty simple to figure out how to do a lot of different things, but we didn't always have that in the beginning. When I first started out, I started out as a handyman, and really it was just fixing things for people. I always enjoyed that, but lately I've been thinking or wishing that I had been a better businessman, because I'm I'm really good on the craftsman side, but I haven't been that great on the business side. And I think if I had been, I could have put my family in a much better position now than where we are. We're not, in bad position or anything. I just think, well, my story. I didn't have any retirement savings. Finally, in my late 50s, it hit me that I was going to need something, and got started trying to save up enough to be able to retire. But all these years I've just been plugging away, working and living, and we're not, we haven't been extravagant in our spending or even taking vacations or anything. We're really just living a very basic lifestyle. But if I had been better at the business side, I think things would look very different today. And I hope I'm not becoming jaded over the years, because sometimes when I go to look at a new job, I have this thought in the back of my mind. It's like the client, whoever they are, they need me more than I need them. I mean, when you get a good reputation, you're never going to be there won't be a lack of work. And sometimes, a few of us contractors were talking the other day on our last Wednesday accountability call. Jim, the grumpy contractor's in there. There's a couple of other contractors, and we were just talking about how business has been over the years. And Jim made me realize that I should have been charging for things that I didn't. Like I have not minded like shopping around for things for the job, for the client, faucets, shower valves, whatever they need. But I never charged for that time. Nowadays, I'm hearing, there's a few guys online going step by step on how you should propose an estimate to a client. Some of these guys we've never charged for estimates. And over the years, I have kind of bundled labor and materials. So if they ask me for a bathroom remodel, I'll list everything we're going to do. tear out, install a new tub, tile, install a new vanity, top, faucet, toilet, flooring. And then I give them a package price, because over the years, some people have taken our estimates and just used them to go shop and get better prices from someone else. And so we lose all that time we took to do an estimate, especially if it's itemized. If a customer wants an itemized estimate from me, I will let them know. If they accept my bid, I will itemize it for them. But that takes a lot of time, and that's one of the things I've hated over the years, is doing estimates. So thankfully, we've built up a good reputation over the years and worked for friends of friends and have good references. So there's always a bit of trust whenever I go to see a new job for someone like that. But at the same time, there is a little bit more pressure, because if you refer me to a friend, then there's pressure on me to do a really good job for that friend, because we don't want your friend coming to you, saying, why did you send this guy to me? He's, not very good. He's too expensive, or whatever it might be. So I'm thankful lately we haven't had to sell ourselves. And I've learned a lot with social media. There's so much stuff out there on how guys are doing bids, and how, a couple of the first questions they ask is, what is the timeline and what is your budget? And a lot of times that will knock people out of contention, because if they want a bathroom remodel and their budget is $5,000, that it's not happening. So you don't need to waste your time. You don't need to waste their time. You can let them know what a bathroom remodel basically costs these days. But there's so many variables, quality of tile, quality of fixtures, quality of furnishings, vanities, tops, and things like that. So you have to be really careful when you're meeting a new client for those reasons. I think, thinking about Jim and our conversation that day, we're supposed to be on a live this Saturday. I don't know what the date will be. Today's the 13th. I guess it would be the 16th, August 16th, on the Financial Firefighters channel. I believe it's 9 a.m. Pacific. And there's 3 of us contractors that are going to be on there talking about all these situations. What is a good customer? What is some of the horror stories we've had over the years? So I think it'll be very interesting. There'll be a chance for people to ask questions. I know a lot of people in the community are doing rehabs and things like that, and they don't have the construction experience to know that they're getting a good job, or how the job should go, how it should flow. But I've always said, people can get a hold of me if they have questions. I'm happy to help. I basically do remodeling of existing spaces. I don't do any new construction. Jim does new construction. I think Carlos, the handyman, is the other contractor that's going to be on with us, and he's in Fresno. So I mentioned earlier about being jaded. I hope that doesn't come across to my potential customers. But I'm really I'm excited still to do the work that I do, and I'd love to get a project done for you the way you want it done, and for the whatever budget we discuss. I don't like to nickel and dime things after the fact. So if I end up having to lose a little bit because I miscalculated something, then that's on me. Sometimes there are things we have to do change orders for, and the customer will agree to that and sign the change order. But if we can do the job for the budget on time, then everybody's happy. So that was my crazy thought for this week. Let me know if there are any thoughts you have about anything that I said in it, if any of it made sense or not. And if you would subscribe, that would be awesome. Like the video if it brought you any value. And we'll see what crazy thought comes up next.